All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking some truly fascinating and maybe a little bit unsettling insights from researcher DanielBurgos. We're looking right at the true cost of artificial intelligence. We live in this era where incredible technological power is literally right at our fingertips, and it feels like it's just being given away out of the goodness of tech developers' hearts. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're dissecting exactly what's going on behind the scenes and uncovering the real economy that's driving the AI market. So buckle up, because this is definitely going to change how you look at every piece of software you use from here on out.
So I want you to think about this for a second. What are you truly paying when a digital tool tells you it has no monetary cost? I mean, we've all done it, right? We sign up, we immediately click agree on those massive terms and conditions without reading a single word, and we just start generating text or images or code without ever pulling out a credit card. But do you actually believe it's free? When a massive multi-billion-dollar corporation offers you a highly complex, server-draining service for $0, there is a transaction happening. It's just happening invisibly.
Okay, section 1, the myth of free, or the illusion of zero cost.
To really wrap our heads around this zero-cost illusion, DanielBurgos points out we actually need to look back, say, 25 years to the open education movement. If you look at the left side here, that movement aimed for universal access. Absolutely. But there were always hidden costs. Think about it. When you use free public Wi-Fi in a library, somebody is paying for that router and that bandwidth through public budgets and taxes. When you take a quote-unquote free open access course, someone paid for that with their labor and their time. Now pivot over to the right side, popular AI. Today we've got these unbelievably advanced AI tools that everyone perceives as totally free. But the reality? They are highly transactional. The fundamental truth in the digital world is that free simply isn't a valid scenario. Everything costs something. Somebody is always paying the bill.
Moving on to section 2, the rise of AI, the illusion of a sudden revolution.
Over the last couple of years, it honestly feels like AI just dropped out of the sky into our daily lives, right? Like we're using it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's everywhere, from checking the weather to analyzing global financial markets. But look at this number right here, 70. That's how many years artificial intelligence has actually existed. No way is it new. It was actually a niche academic and military tool for decades. What we're experiencing right now isn't the birth of AI, it's just the popularization of generative AI. It's totally mirroring the history of the internet. The internet existed since the 1950s, but only became this massive mainstream thing when the World Wide Web and smartphones came along. Generative AI is literally just AI's World Wide Web moment. Now, Burgos uses this brilliant analogy that hits the nail on the head. He says, we can drive the vehicle safely, but find challenging to open the hood depending on the car rented. I love this rental car analogy because it's the perfect representation of where we are collectively as a society. We are all highly capable operators of this tech. We know how to type in a prompt, we can generate a stunning image, we can summarize a massive document in seconds, we totally know how to steer the wheel. But we have absolutely no idea how the mechanics under the hood actually work. We're navigating incredibly complex machinery, totally blind to its inner workings.
Which brings us to section 3. We are the currency, the ultimate transaction. Okay, so we've established these tools aren't actually free and we don't really know how they work. So when you use the free tiers of ChatGPT or Claude or Copilot, what exactly is the transaction? Well, here's the reality check. In this digital market, currency is not money. The currency is your data. It's your specific prompts, your behavioral patterns, the character profiling harvested directly from your interactions. We are the currency. When we use these platforms without handing over cash, our behaviors, our questions, our very thoughts are being extracted, modeled, and traded just to feed these massive algorithms. Let's look at section 4, the guinea pigs, the unpaid beta testers. This leads us to a pretty uncomfortable reality. We aren't just passively paying with our data. We are essentially an army of unpaid beta testers, the guinea pigs of the modern digital age, tirelessly working for systems we don't even own. This strategy works in 3 super simple steps. Step 1, a tech company releases imperfect, slightly buggy software to the public. Step 2, millions of users enthusiastically jump on it, push it to its limits, complain about the bugs, and, you guessed it, inadvertently debug the whole thing for free. Step 3, the owners take all that free labor, fix the system, and profit immensely. And honestly, this isn't a new tactic. Burgos points out that Microsoft famously used this exact strategy years ago with earlier versions of Windows. We paid for the software, we tested it, it, we found the bugs, and they reap the rewards. Today, with AI, the cycle is exactly the same. The scale is just infinitely larger. So this dynamic creates a very stark modern digital divide. Take a look at the left side. You've got the owners, the developers, and the legislators. They totally control the process, they dictate what happens next, and they are actively shaping our collective behavior to feed their market. Now look at the right side. Yeah, that's us, the end users. In practice, we're basically pawns and simple soldiers in this game. We are always kept in a reactive state, just constantly trying to catch up to a moving target, learning the next tool, updating the next OS, but never actually having a chance to reach parity with the creators. And the absolutely crucial point here is that this digital gap isn't just a tech issue. Digital exclusion is inherently a form of social exclusion. When the general public is reduced to just currency and unpaid debuggers, the divide between those who control the tech and those who are controlled by it just explodes. This is incredibly dangerous, especially for vulnerable groups like the elderly, who already face steep technical challenges. Because if you're locked out of understanding the technology, you are ultimately locked out of participating fully in modern society.
All right, let's move to section 5. Avoid being useful fools, reclaiming our digital agency. While this massive technological shift might feel totally unstoppable right now, our ignorance doesn't have to be permanent. We have to figure out how to reclaim our digital agency. So I'm going to ask you directly, are you a useful fool? Are you totally content to remain in the dark, acting as a free data source and an unpaid beta tester for tech monopolies? Or are you ready to change your digital habits? Because right now, the ease of access is blinding us. The convenience of just typing a prompt and getting a magical answer, it's making us incredibly lazy. If we want to fight back, we've got to start by resisting that convenience-driven laziness. Just because a tool is easy doesn't mean we should use it blindly, right? Second, we have to actually seek out training. We need to look under the hood of that rental car and understand at least the basics of how the engine operates. And finally, we absolutely must deeply understand the true cost of these digital tools. You have to navigate the digital world knowing exactly what you're trading away every single time you log in, making sure you aren't just blindly playing around for the benefit of the technology's owners and legislators. Educate yourself or be just another brick in the wall. The AI market desperately needs your data, your interactions, and your behavioral patterns just to survive and evolve. You are the currency. So, are you going to let them spend you without your knowledge? Or will you arm yourself with education and take back control of your digital identity? Definitely something to think about the next time you open up a quote-unquote free AI app.